So the truth about Gavin Newsom's finally coming to the light. The big screen. The, oh my goodness. And I'm going to talk to you about it. So here's the truth. No one's prepared of what is going to happen in California in the next coming years. Now, I already did a video about our gas refineries, two major gas refineries in the state of California. Gavin Newsom is closing them down. Not to mention how he is going with like Karen Bass and going against the Trump administration. So we all know that he had a podcast that I don't believe he's no longer doing because it kind of interfered with the power that he had, especially the power to be president. Now, it's no news that Gavin Newsom wants to be president of the United States. And in order to keep his nomination for California governor, he's going to have to swing as far left, as far down that field as he could possibly go. And by swinging to the left and walking to the end, it allows him to close refineries down. It allows him to do things in California against federal law that he deems necessary for Californians to get prepared for a future of betterness here in California. Now, I have talked about the 1 cent tax gas raise every month or whatever it is for the next 2 or 3 years until it gets up to 67 cents a gallon in state taxes, which could possibly take our fuel to $7 to $8 a gallon at the end of all that. Now, I don't know if people know this, but Newsom is not going to rebuild or let people rebuild the Palisades, the big fire that they had that destroyed hundreds of people's homes and big $1 million homes. So apparently what's supposed to happen there is Newsom is going to take the land and start deem it uninhabitable for people to live there, and then he'll sell it to these other huge conglomerate companies, billion-dollar companies, that will come in with their bulldozers and their scrapers, and they'll take all that material out of there and rebuild it up, and then start selling the lands to other companies that will build cheap apartment complexes on them, like skyrise, So, yeah, and again, he's doing this so he can be president of the United States. And the question is it going to work for him? Because he's got people on his side. Everything that Newsom has accomplished has been through the Getty family fortune, and they are the ones backing him 100%. They're telling him what to do, what not to do. They're basically running him. They're telling him step by step how to do things the way they want things done. And this will be coming to a state near California and a state near where you live. And it could be at your state. When you send people to move out of California and pay them to move into Republican areas and start to dominate Republican right-wing areas with left-wing people, then that's how you receive the power of the left. And let me tell you, folks, the power of the left is huge. They are very difficult to put down because there are so many of them. Believe it or not, a lot of left leaning people voted for Trump. And so it's easy for the left to put a bad remark on Trump to make the same left people that voted for him go against them and vote against the Republican Party in 3 years. Now, of course, everything that Newsom does as governor of California is for the super, super wealthy, the super, super rich. I mean, come on, the guy is a sidestep of the Pelosi family and Nancy Pelosi. He's always been in wealth. He's always been wealthy. He's always been the glamorous face of wealth. And, you know, he talks the big talk about how he is for the poor. But he is for the poor. He's for the poor to make his friends rich. That is what he is for. And, you know, this is a topic that no one really talks about. And for some reason, they're afraid to talk about it. And I don't know why, because I'm just telling the truth in the way that it is. He's just a poster boy for the rich to gain access to the most wealthiest pieces of land here in California. And they're going to use it to make the most poorest people pay them for the rest of their life and keep the poorest people down in the dirt here in California. And when he becomes the president of the United States, it's going to follow him, and those rich folks are going to follow him and start buying up that land in those states and do the same thing, creating a community of the poorest people. And as long as you can keep chaos and mischief and hatred against one another, then the potential for the richest of the wealthiest people to become even wealthier are so high. It's mind-blowing how much money is involved with hate and poorness, because now they have no one to rely on but the richest of the richest people lying to you and telling you exactly what you want to hear, but just give me the money and don't worry about it because I will take care of you. And that's the way it is, folks. And yes, he's going to run for president, and there's nothing you can really do to stop it except vote against him. And how many people are going to actually vote against him when that time comes? That's the big question, because he's a good-looking man. He's got a poster boy face. He's a smooth talker. His tongue's a lizard. It's smooth. It's silk. And women love the way he looks. They cannot stand not to look at him when he walks by because they think he's so gorgeous to look at. And that right there is where his votes are coming from. The female sector looking at him as that poster child and good-looking man and sweet talker. And, you know, he is for not you, but he is for the super rich and his friends. So thanks for listening.